Let's start at the beginning.
Sure.
Everyone's journey seems to be different to arrive at WWE, but yours in particular was very different.
Yeah, I was on a show called The Real World, very successful in the United States. I hope it was there. I'm not sure if The Real World Season 10, Back to New York, was there, but was on that show, then did about 5 challenges, and while I was doing those challenges, I was over at Ultimate Pro Wrestling in Los Angeles learning the art of professional wrestling and learning how to become a WWE superstar, even though I wasn't signed to WWE. I tried to do the indies for a little bit. Did it for about 3.5, 4 years, and then got on Tough Enough. Did Tough Enough, didn't win. Thought I was going to win the contract to get a WWE superstar, but this year, of course, of all years for fans to vote, it had to be the one that I did it. I mean, obviously the fans were going to vote for me. WWE is a fraternity. They don't want a reality star in that fraternity, but too bad now that not only do they have a reality star in it, but they have a Intercontinental Champion.
So I didn't realize you did the indies. So you were sort of always a fan growing up, is that right?
Nobody ever realized that I did the indies, but you know, it's what it is. I guess it's because I didn't really brag about it, because I brag about everything else. But as a kid growing up, yes, I was a huge fan. Ultimate Warrior was my guy. I would put streamers on my arm, paint my face, run around the house, annoy my mom, cut promos, load the spaceship with the rocket fuel. What? Mom, I'm being Ultimate Warrior. Play with me.
So you must have taken that news pretty hard over WrestleMania weekend. We were there in New Orleans. It was an incredibly sad day on the Tuesday.
It was a very, very sad day, and I was just with him. You know what I mean? We were just watching him, get inducted to the Hall of Fame, which was incredible. And then 2 days later, couldn't believe it. Very sad.
Very sad. On a lighter note, Intercontinental Championship this Sunday night.
The title that Ultimate Warrior once held.
He did indeed.
Which was this was the title that I remember all my favorites having. Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect, and now I have the opportunity to do that, as well as go into SummerSlam and go up against a very, very good Dolph Ziggler. I mean, the guy in the ring is quick, he's fast, he's a risk taker. But let's face it, I've been studying the films. I know every move that he has. I know the ins and outs of every single one of them. So now I'm just waiting for him to take that risk to his demise and take him out with a skull crush finale or a figure 4 leg lock. I'm really excited. I think SummerSlam this year is going to be second to none. I think people are going to remember this SummerSlam as one of the best. I mean, you got Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, which is just huge. I mean, could you imagine Brock Lesnar, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
It'd be quite strange, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah, because I mean, he takes out the streak and then leaves for a while. Now he's come to SummerSlam. If he wins, does he leave for a while or does he stay or what happens? Nobody knows, and the whole structure of WWE could change. You got Bray Wyatt versus Jericho. You got the flag match, which I've been very entertained by. Jack Swagger versus Rusev, just the verbal arguments back and forth, the crowd being into it, is just going to be a very entertaining match. I think it's going to be really good. So I think people are going to be really happy with SummerSlam this year.
It's a great card. And like you said, there's a certain class of athletes back in the day, your Bret Harts, your Shawn Michaels, who've held the IC belt. Mm-hmm. So I'm in particular looking forward to Dolph versus The Miz. Are you going to try and steal the show?
I don't like to use Dolph Ziggler's lines. Obviously, he'll try to steal the show. I'll just try to win the show.
Now, we're here in LA, stone's throw from Hollywood. What actor...
My home.
Oh, you live here, do you?
Yes, I do live. I live right down the street. Got to drive here and everything. This is perfect.
Nice.
My whole Miz branding team will be front row. My agents, my manager, my publicist, my social media guy, my wife, my dog, everybody.
Nice. I can't wait to see it. What actor would you choose to play you in a film about your life?
Me.
I thought you might say that.
Myself. Who else? I would be like Howard Stern in Private Parts.
Okay, fair enough. And now we spoke to Wade Barrett a while ago, and he said, obviously, the UK fans are big fans of Wade.
What happened to him, isn't it? Like, I was so saddened to hear that he got injured and he had to put the Intercontinental Championship up for grabs in that Battle Royal. And I really did a hard-fought battle in that Battle Royal. Worked my tail off just to get this Intercontinental Championship. Now I hope to bring more relevance to the title and really bring it up a notch to where it deserves to be, because whenever a superstar like myself has a title like this, it makes it so much more. media really wants to scream to me. It's not just the UK media. It's media all over the world. Like with Barrett, you get that UK following, which is fantastic. I love the UK. It's one of my favorite places to go. But with me having it, now you get media everywhere.
I can believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And
how did you feel when Barrett went down?
Well, I mean, I was upset, obviously, being a fellow Brit, but, I was really pulling for you to come through and just nab the belt.
Look at you spinning it around. Look at that. Wow. But if Barrett was here, you'd be like, well, I'm a huge fan, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But no, hopefully he gets a speedy recovery, and whenever he gets back, I might give him an Intercontinental Championship if you feel like he deserves it. Do you feel like he deserves one?
I think he's got to prove himself again, to be honest. Yeah.
You heard it right there from him. Okay.
Maybe send him back.
UK guy.
Maybe send him back to NXT. What do you reckon?
There you go. I mean, all right. If that's what you feel is necessary for him to get back up to the level of the Intercontinental Championship, then I guess that so be it.
Now, I brought up Wade Barrett for more important reasons than the IC strap. UK impressions, the British impression. Wade Barrett says you are the worst.
I am the greatest Wade Barrett impressionist.
All right, come on then. You take the mic. You do it for us.
I'm Wade Barrett, and I've got some bad news. The winds have changed in the WWE since Wade Barrett has come. And now I have lost the Intercontinental Championship, and I am injured on my butt doing absolutely nothing. That is the bad news. The good news is that The Miz is going to retain the SummerSlam Intercontinental Championship.
That's my Barrett.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Do you do
Barrett.
other impressions?
I try to do the worst Barrett impression possible to annoy everyone, just to show him what an annoyance his voice is. That's what I try to do, and I think I succeeded at it.
You did, definitely. So
That
Miz.
was actually that my voice isn't really warmed up yet for it, by the way.
Okay.
Sometimes I have to do some in acting. We do some vocal warm ups. Some of them go like, and then it really warms up the throat.
Yeah.
It really lets loose, because when you're doing a Barrett impersonation, you really have to get deep and really pronunciate every single word.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Later on in the day, I usually get better at it.
We'll come and find you and we'll
Sure,
grab you for a
no
Wade
problem,
Barrett impression. So, what is the future for The Miz?
Future, continue doing movies. I just did Marine 4, Moving Target, came back, won the Intercontinental Championship. I think everyone's main goal in WWE is to be the main event of WrestleMania, which I've already done, and I plan on doing it again, maybe even with the Intercontinental Championship. I plan on being the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, being Honky's reign, and really, whenever you see this title, you remember The Miz with it, like I remember Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels, and Mr. Perfect. I want the kids that did now to remember me with this title.
It's great, the spotlight being shined back on the title again, because it's been ignored for a while, it seems.
You can't ignore The Miz.
Of course you can't ignore The Miz. Let's just go back to WrestleMania 27, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You main evented with John Cena, incredible moment in your career, I imagine. Did you feel that it sort of went away quite quickly? What happened there? Do you think it happened too soon in your career?
No, not at all. Listen, if you're going to main event WrestleMania, it'll never happen too soon. Whenever you have a chance to do it, you take the bull by the horns. And that's exactly what I did. And after that, people were like, yeah, you were so high, da-da-da. Dude, I just filmed 3 movies in the past 3 years that I main evented WrestleMania, and now I'm Intercontinental Champion. I've been Intercontinental Champion 3 times since then. It's an honor and a prestige, and just to be this, and it's very hard and very difficult to stay at that main event level at WrestleMania. No, there's no one that main events WrestleMania every single year the same time, always. There's always someone different in that spot. Maybe you can argue John Cena has done it the most, but name someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's how many times has Jericho main evented WrestleMania?
Just the once, I think.
Yeah. But does anyone say, well, Jericho, do you think you should have stopped there? You think you came too early in your career? No one does that. They do it to me because they look at me as a person that they don't want here. I honestly believe
think that
Yes,
still?
I truly believe that people still to this day do not want me in the WWE. And no matter what I do, no matter how hard I work, I can't gain their respect, which is fine. It doesn't matter. It motivates me to work harder. And maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it's just me reading Twitter or reading Facebook or seeing all the negativity that is written all over the internet. But I use that negativity, and I think it projects me to do more and be more positive in my life. So keep it coming.
I was going to say, what a great motivator to have, to push you to the top.
Like you said, haters wanted.
Exactly.
Bring it all.
And do you actually remember that match at Mania 27? Because I know you got a nasty concussion, didn't you?
No, I don't remember it at all. Like I watch it back, and I'm just it's scary. But luckily now we have, even back then we have great doctors and great tests now that are being done. That if you're not ready to come back, then you won't. And I actually took 2 weeks off after that just to get my head straight.
Well, Miz, great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck on Sunday,
always, man, and good luck this week and enjoy SummerSlam.